there's another case that's back in the news, an old murder case. I don't know if you get Showtime, but
I do.
Oh, okay. Well, I think you're going to want to watch Buried.
Buried. Okay.
The show is called Buried. It's 4 episodes. It started airing on October 10th.
Okay.
And it is a deep dive into a really, really significant murder case. George Franklin was accused of murdering a little girl 20 years earlier. And the only evidence against him was the testimony of his daughter, who said that when she was 8 years old, she saw her father murder her little best friend, that she repressed the memory for 20 years, and now the memory was back. And she repressed her memory for all kinds of other horrible things that he did, and all these memories are back. So he was prosecuted and did spend 6 years in prison until he was convicted, until his conviction was overturned. That's back in the 90s.
Wow.
And now Showtime, in this program Buried, has taken a deep look into this case. And well, I think it just, you'll find that being a true crime aficionado as you are, as I am too. But I was an expert witness in the case, and so part of also on this program. But you'll see a number of other people who are part of this now talked about, written about, reviewed program that you might want to talk to on your podcast.
That's so funny. That's exactly what I do. That's how I got the FBI agent. I watched on Hulu the show Wild Crimes that just came out.
Okay.
And he was the FBI. It was about Harold Hawthorne, who killed his wife up here in the Rocky Mountain National Park. He pushed her off a cliff. And I didn't even know this, but the national park has an agency called, I think, like the IBS or ISB. It's basically their feds, their federal agents, their homicide detectives. And this wonderful woman, Beth Schott, was a detective, and she didn't have the resources. So she reached out to Johnny. He was this FBI agent, and he came in and they tracked this guy, Harold Henthorne, and they figured out all this stuff. They found out that he actually killed his first wife, died of mysterious circumstances. He's serving a life sentence right now. But that's exactly how I find a lot of the people that I talk to. Is I'm fascinated with these murder crimes, and these professors, researchers, all kinds of people. And I see them and I write their name down. The list of interview people that I have, of potential guests I have, is like pages long. And I'll do the same thing with you. I'll find them on a website or their school. Sometimes it's easiest if they work at a university, because you have your university email that I can just hit up. But yeah, I'm absolutely going to do that. I wrote it down.
Well, if you do watch it and you want to interview like George Franklin's defense attorney, or the journalist who wrote a book about the case back in the 90s. He's a journalist lawyer. Yeah, I've got their emails.
Oh, that would be amazing.
So you can email me and I can
send
you contact information for some of the people. I think you will just find this fascinating.
Yeah.
And